The stress people are under evident all day long on CNBC in particular as they watch the financial damage pile up. The stress was audible during an interview with Bill Ackerman. He's a well-known, well-regarded hedge fund CEO in New York. He is currently self-quarantined to protect his elderly father. And as you'll hear, he is not bullish on our near future.
I called the CEOs of a number of our companies, and told them my concerns, the companies we're closest to, and to not stop the buyback programs, to husband resources, to draw down the credit lines, because hell is coming, And I felt, it's really, I've never had this experience before in my life. The closest I had was the financial crisis where I'm saying, things are coming, bad stuff's coming. But this was a feeling like I've never had, like there's a tsunami coming, right? The tsunami's coming and you feel it in the air, right? The tide starts to roll out, And on the beach, people are playing and having fun like there's nothing going on. And that is the feeling I've had for the last 2 months. It's spring break now. A lot of people are going to take these 2 weeks off anyway. So extend it for a month at home, How hard is that? Compare that to going to war, right? Compare that to getting on one of those boats, and storming the beach. It's nothing. It's not a sacrifice, It's easy. It's simple.
Back with us again tonight is our friend Stephanie Ruhl, senior business correspondent for NBC News, a veteran herself of the investment banking and business world, the host of the 9 a.m. hour on this network. Stephanie, tell us about Mr. Ackerman, and what did you make of that very emotional warning for what we all may be in for?
So I know Bill Ackerman pretty well, and while much of what he said is shared by a lot of business leaders. Tonight, for example, Rich Handler, who's the chairman and CEO of Jefferies, wrote a very thoughtful letter that could be a template for what the administration could do, sort of detailing that businesses, small and large, are really going to suffer here. In the financial crisis, the issue were banks, and the government came in and assured that they were solvent and made sure the rest of the system could work. Now what we have is a business crisis, and what we need to do to address the health emergency is stop business. Many business leaders, whether it be Mr. Handler, whether it be Mr. Ackerman, have said maybe we need to shut down temporarily and really attack this. Because the thing is, Brian, businesses cannot survive. Most businesses, like individuals who live on credit cards, businesses live on leverage. And across most industries, they cannot survive something like this if it's a slow bleed. So many business leaders are urging the administration to do something more severe. Rich Handler has suggested not just doing a bailout, but saying let's actually create loans for these companies, and instead of writing a check to every American, put the money through these companies to their employees, and that will assure they will keep their jobs. Because 3 months from now, if all you're doing is paying the American people cash, they will not have any companies to go back to. So there are a lot of thoughtful solutions here, but I have to tell you, what Bill Ackerman did today on television was so wildly irresponsible. I get it. Bill Ackerman wants to go down in the history books that he called this. Bill Ackerman has chosen to be in documentaries about some of his best trades and put on this grand, extraordinary show. But in putting on that grand show while he was getting choked up talking about his father, he caused the markets to puke, and he caused the circuit breakers to trigger. So it's taking advantage of the fact that cable news puts him on television, really hard-working cable news reporters who are trying to get smart business leaders on TV to explain the real picture, maybe to urge the White House to make really good choices. But make no mistake, Bill Ackerman could call the White House any day of the week. I assure you, Jared Kushner would love to take his call. But what has so many people wondering tonight, why Bill Ackerman, who maybe has the right idea or very good intentions, would put on such a ridiculous show and cause such damage to an already panicked market. That's what's puzzling.
Because you and I are Jersey kids, I want to read you this also as an example of the kind of tragedy you and I are going to start covering here real soon. This is a New York Times headline, March 18th. Coronavirus ravages 7 members of a single family, killing 3. This happened in the county seat of the county where I grew up at the Jersey Shore, in Freehold, New Jersey. When Bruce Springsteen sings about his hometown, that's his hometown. And this is, sadly, Stephanie, emblematic of the real, genuine, non-NYSE related human suffering we're going to see.
Brian, that mother who died didn't even know 2 of her children had died before her. And to think we saw that today when we did see those pictures of people partying on in Miami. Bill Ackerman is not wrong. These are very serious times. We just have to address them with the most thoughtful measures.
Stephanie Ruhl with us in New York again tonight. We're going to be calling on you often. I just know it. Thank you very much for always answering the bell. Coming up for us, a man who once wore 4 stars on each shoulder. He's with us tonight to remind us about the awesome power of the U.S. military, which has so far gone largely untapped in this.